I want to start by thanking our sponsors, without whose support this would not be possible, of course. And well, I'd like to start with Planet Power Systems, helping to ignite and inaugurate the 16th annual R-Day, but also EarthX and Blue Planet and all the others that you see over here to my right. I appreciate it that if we could just acknowledge that this kind of work requires the support of everyone, and those who have been able to help us finance this event, our deepest gratitude. I want to say that having done this this is 16 years of our days. It's a time frame that has produced about 400 billion more tons of carbon into the atmosphere, of a total of 2 trillion. That's almost one, I hate to say that it's a quarter, it's a fifth of the total. It's a big number, and we keep on burning this stuff every single year, and we've got to stop. So I would like to begin this evening by talking about the 5 verticals of solution. First one is we have to stop burning. We just have to stop it. Stop burning all fossil fuels, coal, oil, and gas immediately. Number 2, we have to take out 1 trillion tons, half of what we've put up there since the dawn of the Industrial Revolution, and we've got to sequester it in the ground so it doesn't leak out. The third thing we need to do is plant 2 trillion trees. 2 trillion trees. Particularly in the equatorial regions of the earth. I think we should hire all of the homeless people in every city in the world and put them to work, get them off the pavement, and get their hands back in the dirt so they remember what life actually is. Solving 2 problems. The fourth one is we have to regenerate our soils. Our soils have been depleted very badly, and our agriculture is beginning to suffer from that. And the 5th vertical of solution is we have to pull all the plastic out of the ocean. And we also have to rebalance the acidification problem that we're having. We're heating up the ocean, and the corals are dying. And the phytoplankton lives in the corals, and the phytoplankton gives us 2 out of every 3 breaths we breathe. So we know how to do just about all of those things. We're still really thinking hard about how do we deal with the ocean. How do we pull out the plastic that turns into these microfibers that's now in our bloodstream? But this R-Day, we're talking about all of that, but all of those verticals of solution have to be based on what we call at AREI the pillar of transformative consciousness. We literally have to change our minds and start thinking in a new way that's going to allow us the opportunity to fix the problem. We know we can do this. Human beings are very, very creative. We are very ingenious. We figured out how to make these little things, you know. This is 100 times faster than my first laptop. And everything else. So I just want to thank you for coming and gathering with us to have this very, very tough conversation, but very hopeful conversation, and to point out a couple of things to keep your eye on as we move through the next 4 days. Number 1, I want to talk about HERO. That's hydrogen energy release optimization. This man over here, Andrew Horwath, is the head of a company that has produced this amazing catalyst, and there's a lot of hope over there if we can get the hydrogen in the quantities necessary to replace the coal-fired furnaces around the earth. And I've been to Australia. I've seen this technology with my own eyes twice, and I'll tell you that it works, and I just can't wait to see a utility-scale coal-fired furnace be replaced with the HERO technology, and that's coming very quickly. I also want to put your attention towards some other extraordinary things that are happening during the next 4 days. We have some of the youth leaders here with us that will be activated next month in New York City with Greta, who's now coming over Thunberg on the boat, the ship. We hear about her on the news every day. And these 16, 17, 18-year-old kids are going on strike. They're saying, you know, Mom, I'm not going to study for math on Friday because I got to go and strike. You know, the atmosphere is in bad shape and we got to fix it, and it's not happening. And, you know, when these kids should be thinking about who am I going to go to the prom with, they're thinking about this stuff? I mean, come on. So we have Shutezkat and Shie, two indigenous youth leaders, with us. We also have Katie Eder. There will be some major announcements coming forward during the summit. But let's really focus on how we can connect the solutions to the future. And I'm talking in terms of the youth of the future that are the future. Additionally, we will be having a conversation about Divest Invest and some of the folks that helped to launch that. $8 trillion has been divested, but only $600 billion has been reinvested. What's wrong with that picture? You can't pull it out without putting it back in. So while we're grateful that they have divested from the fossil investments, we need to ramp up the reinvestment. We'll be having that conversation. And then finally, I'm very excited about all of the program, but particularly the democracy conversation that we'll be having with Senator Wirth and Secretary Griswold, the Secretary of State of Colorado, along with David Orr, who just sent his book to publish. 30 chapters, I believe. One's written by Bill McKibben, these other renowned authors, talking about the systematic undermining of our democracy in our country. So let's pay close attention to that. And then finally, I'm very grateful that our old friend Tom Steyer is coming to be with us again, who announced his candidacy for president. He'll be here on the stage on Friday, and that's going to be very exciting for all of us to hear what Tom's thinking, and particularly on climate. So I just need to say that the reason my partner Sally Ranney is not here, unfortunately, one of the Arday family had a tragic accident today. A speaker was badly injured, had a flight for life. It was a bicycle accident, and now our prayers are with this man and his wife. And unfortunately, I don't have, is Inga here in the room? Could you stand up and tell us the name of these people, please? The Holmquist. Right. Right. So Mr. Well, our prayers are with the Holmquists in Denver right now, and I believe Mr. Holmquist is undergoing surgery as we speak. He had a bad accident on his bicycle. He was staying here at the hotel. So everybody be very careful, please, throughout the rest of the remaining summit. And I wanted to make sure that I gave that message to the plenary. Sally Ranney is on her way. She will be joining us. Unfortunately, she isn't here for this opening. So thank you all for coming, and I think without any further ado, I would like to start the evening program